Okay, for part 2, we're going to be in the book. We're going to go to page 145. You will need a calculator. Pause the video now to get those things ready. All right, so on page 145, we're going to be talking about bottle deposits. We're going to answer the following questions. We're going to be prepared to explaining our reasoning. In Iowa, collection centers pay 5 cents per bottle that is returned. Okay, so how much would 30 bottles be worth? What would we have to do with these numbers? Okay, well, I know that if I have 30 bottles and I know one bottle gives me 5 cents, okay, we write 5 cents as 0.05. Okay, think about like if we put a dollar sign here, okay, that's 5 cents. So how much money do we get for 30 bottles? In the calculator, okay, we're going to take our 30 and we're going to multiply it by 0.05, which is $1.50 for 30 bottles. How much would 250 bottles be worth? Okay, one bottle is 5 cents each, so 250 bottles times the 5 cents equals how much? Write your answer there. What if we had 860 bottles? How much money would we get? Okay. What if we want to figure out how many bottles it would take to earn a certain amount of money? Okay, so if I want to earn $100, how am I going to figure out how many bottles I would need to recycle? So if I want to make $100, I need to figure out how many bottles it would take to do that. Well, one bottle is 5 cents. So how do I figure out if I want to make $100? Let's try this a different way. So I want how many bottles, when they're 5 cents each, will make me $100. How can I figure out this missing number here? Am I going to multiply these two numbers together like I did up here? Am I trying to figure out a dollar amount, or am I trying to figure out the number of bottles? I want the number of bottles, so I'm not going to multiply, because when I multiplied numbers, that gave me a dollar amount. I want to know how many bottles. So instead of multiplying, what's the opposite? We're going to divide. So I'm going to take that $100 and I'm going to divide it by that 5 cents. That means that I'm going to need 2,000 bottles in order to make $100. Okay, using that same process, how many bottles would it take to earn $2,750? So let's set that up. How many bottles, when they're 5 cents each, is going to make $2,750? What did I do to get 2,000 here? What did I do in the calculator? Do the same thing here. Write your answer in that blank. So the last thing, write an equation that relates the number of bottles to the amount of money received when the bottles are returned. Okay, we can do this several different ways. So here we wrote blank lines times that 5 cents equaled the dollar amount, right? Okay, so this was number of bottles times the 5 cents for each bottle got us some dollar amount. So how do we write this where we can use kind of like the form y equals kx? Okay, let's come up with variables. So if I'm talking about number of bottles, could I just use B for the bottles times that 5 cents equaled money or dollars? So I'm going to use M, just so that way we're not getting it confused with the D, for dollars. So money. So I know how much money I'm going to make depending on the number of bottles that I choose. This is one equation. I could figure out how many bottles I need by taking the money divided by the 5 cents. So in this case, what is our constant of proportionality? What does K equal? Write that number there. When you are done with this, put your name at the top of the paper. You're going to take this page out of your book and turn it in. And then don't forget to go back to your notes. You're going to create your own word problem that fits the main ideas from today's lesson. The main idea is about using equations that represent different proportional relationships. Okay? Make something similar to like the bottle question in the book. Raise your hand if you have any questions.